All right. What would you give someone who wasn't very happy? What would you give them?
What are you thinking, Karl? Depends why they're not happy.
They're low, okay, so what would you give them?
I mean, yeah, depends, doesn't it? If it's someone who's just lost their arms and legs in an accident, you don't give them a lollipop.
Sure, or some mittens.
Yeah. You give them a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dare I say it, a smile.
A skateboard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know.
You got to answer the question.
Alright, so hang on, let's assume that you've upset your girlfriend because you slagged off her haircut.
What are you doing now to go and make her happy?
How are you going to cheer her up? And not buy her a baseball cap.
I don't know yet. I haven't thought about it because I've got this to sort out, haven't I? So when I get home, get her some gel or something.
Oh God! Oh Christ!
Okay, and all right, just name something that always puts a smile on your face, Karl. It always cheers you up. If you're feeling a bit blue, it always cheers you up.
A monkey, innit?
Learning something.
Right.
That's a bit weird.
I love the qualifier. That's a bit weird.
I think it was 2 different sentences. I think it was learning something. That's a bit weird.
Yeah. Learning something that's a bit weird. Okay, and finally, if you could have something to make you happy, what would it be?
Little chimp, wouldn't it? Little chimp in a suit.
Well, don't answer for him. Don't put words into me. You could have anything you want. It'll cheer you up and make you happy. What would it be?
You can't say a skin of titanium. It's got to be something possible.
Yeah.
X-ray vision. No. What would you have? It can be conceptual. It could be world peace. It doesn't have to be, you know, a new watch.
Yeah, let someone else wish for that.
Sure.
It'd be a waste.
Yeah. Why should you do it? And then someone else gets a nice new watch and there's world peace.
Exactly.
You're walking round, it's nice and peace, but you know what time it is. He's swanning round, he's got a lovely new watch, and there's no threat of him being bombed.
Exactly.
I'm quite happy the way I am, really. I don't really want.
Are
that
you
much.
really?
But you're on a 4.
Yeah,
you're on a happy scale of 4.
Yeah, you're on a 4. Surely you want to get to 10. Surely the point of life is to be on 10.
Yeah, but what's a 10? Do you know what I mean?
No.
What's a 10?
Contentment, absolute contentment, joy
Bliss.
in your heart,
Yeah.
inwardly and outwardly. Not walking around with a little round mank head with your mouth open going, what's the point of that? I've done it once. Is that why you've still got all the condoms? Because I've done it once.
What's the point of that?
Alright, we're going to get everything. Some hair gel. Come on. 10.
Just one thing that would make you happy. That would cheer you up if you were feeling low.
Tuesdays off as well? I'll have the MD just, you know, resign straight away, shall I?
I honestly don't know what would make me happy just like that. Because I am happy. I know you say I'm fed up and that.
Do you know what? Do you know?
It said
he wouldn't want to be too rich. He said because if I was too rich, then Suzanne would say, "Let's go around the world." He said he wants to be rich enough so they're happy in that they got their bathroom and everything, but they still can't afford any more holidays a year. Think of that. Think of that wish. Think of that capping your wishes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Putting a ceiling
Yeah.
on your ambition. I love it. It's genius. Look at his face. Play a record. You're an idiot.
It's like if you'd won that ticket round Charlie's Chocolate Factory, and he'd said, actually, Karl, I want you to take over the factory. It was a test. You'd have said, I just wanted to look around the chocolate factory.
Yeah.
I'm happy to go back and live.
No, he just said,
poor.
I'll work it, but I'm not working Mondays.
Exactly.
Play a record.
Imagine giving a chocolate factory to a kid.
I know.
Idiot.
Give it to the fat one at least. He'd enjoyed it more.
And
Karl, we're on happiness. Karl,
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain to Karl that the aim to, you know, is really to get on a 10.
Yeah.
For
But I like
happiness.
the
He's
fact
on
that
a
he
4.
started on a 9.
But I love the fact he's happy with 4.
Yeah.
I love that.
No, but what I mean is, right, I'm not looking for, like, happiness.
Right.
I'm
You're not
alright.
looking for happiness. What? What's that for?
What I mean is, right, I'm happy when I'm not fed up. So what I mean is, I'm happy...
Is this your new book, Psychology of the Mind? What is that? I'm happy when I'm not fed up. That's like an 8-year-old trying to explain happiness. Johnny, what is it when I'm happy when I'm not fed up, miss? Well done, good boy. That's it. You're happy when you're not fed up. Talk like an adult.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying to you, though. I don't...
What?
I'm happy most of the time. It's just that when things niggle me, I find that... I realise when I'm annoyed more than when I'm happy.
But Karl, every time we talk to you, you are whinging about something. You've got something that annoys you.
But he's one of those people that if he whinges loud enough, he gets away with it. Like he's in here, I think he goes, oh, I'm really busy. I come in and he's doing nothing. He's chatting, because he's having big, long chats with everyone about how someone's wound him up. And they all come and they go, oh, Karl's fed up. Because he's got this show. You know what I mean? He's wormed his
No,
way.
but hang on a minute.
Go
You
on.
came in moaning about the post and that today.
Yeah.
But everyone's annoyed and frustrated by that. There's small businesses going out of business.
I'm not. You haven't heard me.
No, you're
know
not, because
that.
who's sending you letters? No one. You've got no friends. You've said that yourself.
Yeah.
You've openly declared you don't want friends. They're too much hassle.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That is my joy. Friends that is the point of life to me. I can't wait to see them. I squeeze their head. I welcome them in.
Oh, they annoy me.
They annoy me.
Annoy me. I love it. Friends are annoying. He's even scared of like doing something with a friend or getting a gift because he goes after buying one back now.
Yeah.
It's sort of like life's a bit of a chore for Karl, isn't it?
Well, anyway, all right. Let's leave that aside. Obviously, you're never going to be entirely happy, although apparently you are already on the brink of happiness.
All you
No,
had to
I
say
told you
was
that,
your
right.
hair looked nice.
I
That's
was
all you
at-
had to say. Yeah,
I
it
was-
looks good. Yeah, and that's it. End of story.
What's the point in that? What is the point in
Because
that?
she doesn't really care what you think, but she doesn't want to hear that she looks like Dave Hill from Slade.
She's not having her haircut just to please you, Karl. Despite what you might think. He's taken aback by that.
Yeah. Now, you weren't speaking to Suzanne last week at this time because you said she had a haircut, probably quite an expensive haircut. She's a lady in media. She's got to look good. She probably doesn't go to the barber like you or just shave it at home. Probably spent quite a little bit of money on it. She came home. She thought, well, my
Lover.
sweetheart, my lover, my sweetheart, you know what I mean? The man in
my
my
beau.
life is gonna love this.
Well, he adores everything about me. He's going to love my hair.
She walked in. Hello, Karl. All right. You look like Dave Hill from Slade. Is what Hugh said to the poor woman. And then talked about it on air. She was furious about that. So what did you do?
Karl?
She did listen, yeah. She wasn't happy.
Did you heard you slagging her hair off?
Yeah. Well, what
So
annoys
this
me
is probably
though-
annoying her now.
Well, no, it doesn't matter. We can do a lot today because she's at work. So
And of course, no one's going to tell her.
let's have a chat about a fat arse, shall we? So, hold on.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
You are in so much trouble. That's. Look, he's realised he is a little bit worried. Oh, didn't you go and buy her a coat or something?
Took her out on Sunday and treated her to a new coat and that.
Yeah.
But I offered, I
And a
said as
baseball
well,
cap.
I said I'd pay to have it done again.
Oh no, Karl! You have. Oh God! Oh my Christ!
So she listened to the show. What did she say? You got home. She'd heard you slagging her hair off.
Imagine that. He thinks that's a good thing. Sort of like, we've won the polls. Brilliant. What are we doing? Well, you can have facial surgery now, love. It's sort of like, it's just, Christ. You offered to have it done again. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
but
I got home and she's like, oh, being moody with me, right?
yeah.
You thought something's wrong, so you must have listened to the show when
Yeah.
I was slagging off her hair.
Well, his first thought was she's probably looked at herself in the mirror. She agrees with me.
Yeah, that barber's been round again.
Yeah.
And she just said, oh, that wasn't very nice of you, was it?
Oh.
So I just said, hang on a minute. I said, that's what we do on the show. When I'm slagging off, you know, Chinese people looking old or whatever, I said, you never interfere.
Sure.
I love the fact.
She's got to get her priorities right.
I love the fact that she's in the same queue as a billion people you've never met.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. She's in the same queue. Well, you didn't complain
Well,
when I
no,
was
because
slagging off.
Karl, I don't think Karl has ever admitted he might be in the wrong. Ever. Certainly not to your eye. So did
That
you admit...
is so true.
Isn't it?
That is so true.
He's never admitted that he might be in the wrong. So did you, in this instance, agree that maybe you'd overstepped the mark?
No, I just said she took it badly. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's only a haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Steve, you
You
haven't
see-
seen it, so you can't start interfering on this
sure.
one.
No, okay.
No, I haven't seen it, but I very much doubt she looks like Dave Hill from Slade, who, if I'm, unless I'm mistaken, used to cut his hair with garden shears blindfolded.
Well,
So, you know what I mean? And did her teeth stick out when she started speaking with a Brummie accent as well?
I've got used to it now anyway. So,
And so did you bought... So at some point you came crawling back and you said, do you want me to buy you a coat?
I just said, let's leave that. Let's go out and have a good weekend.
Sure.
But get your hat before we go. And
Oh, God!
treat her to a new coat and that. So it's a nice coat, so it takes people will look at that rather than
The hair.
looking at the head.
So if
Is it,
anyone...
does it do flash? It's got obscenities across the back.
if anyone who knows Carl's girlfriend is listening,
Tell her.
and maybe you're a work colleague and you're listening to the show,
Because
or
I
what
think
or
this is
something,
terrible.
get her to phone him now.
Get her to phone him now. I mean,
Get her
forget
to phone
the
on the
hair.
XFM number. What's
What's the fat ass complaint line? Because you are in deep shite.
Bobbity-boo. Who's that over there? It's Carly Pilk Boys.
You alright, Carl?
Oh, that's clever.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm alright, yeah.
Yeah, come on, up, bigger bagadoo, up, yeah? Project, there's people out there wanting to, cheer up their Saturday afternoon. We're the boys for it, yeah? We're like quick fitters.
Yeah.
Come on.
Alright, Carl?
Yeah.
Come on!
Come
I'm
on!
alright, I'm up for it.
That's it, this is the height of excitement.
This is it, is it?
That's
This
how
is
you sound when you're 100%
This is you
excited.
off your head, is it? High on life. Christ. What did Suzanne say about you saying about a big ass? Go on.
She heard about it.
Should we recap
Yeah.
what happened last week?
Well, the week before, he said that her haircut looked like Dave Hill from Slade. She didn't like that. So next week I said she was a bit grumpy. He went, yeah, I didn't mention her fat ass. Still thinking that she would never hear about this.
Yeah.
What happened when you went home?
She heard about that off her mate,
Yeah.
and we sorted it out. Didn't have to buy her anything. I just sort of said, come on, you know what the show's about and that. Stop moaning. Right. That was alright until about Thursday, when I was reading about, do you know, like they say, there's like two worlds and that, and whatever I'm doing now here, there's another one of me doing the same.
Yeah. But
Well, no, he's probably taking some time off. He's probably having a week off.
yeah. Go on.
But I was just talking about that, and she was saying, nah, that doesn't happen. And I sort of said, well, they definitely won't have a haircut like yours. Right?
But
And
again-
that sort of started the argument again.
It's almost like you haven't learnt your lesson. Also, it's like you're talking about it again on air almost, in a way, so our mates could hear again. It's
Well,
very short
Shall we do it
learning
again
curve.
now? Shall we
You
do
know,
it again?
you know, Carl, if there was if I cut a hole in a box and you knew there was an orange in there, right, and you put your hand in, would you be stuck there trying to get that orange out, do you think? Or would you just like let it go and sort of tip it upside down to get it out?
what do you mean?
I think that answers your question. Is that a cardboard box on your hand? So, is there any other things you want to criticise Suzanne for while we're on air? Anything else? Anything that's been niggling that you feel you should get off your chest? The hair, the arse.
Nah, leave
No?
it.
Everything
leave
else
it.
is
Yeah,
fine.
leave it.
Leave it. I think so.
Okay.
That's good. I think leave it. Well done. I mean, it's not what people listen for. So, right, redeem yourself. Have you got the film thing you're in?
Right, yeah, I'm in a film. It's Pulp Fiction this week.
All right.
Right? Changed it a little bit, tweaked the storyline a little bit.
Okay.
It's just
To make it better, yeah.
It's just do you know I've talked about Suzanne's hair and that,
Yeah.
about when she got it cut, didn't like it and that.
Yeah.
So it's sort of about that. Listen to it. There'll be a question at the end. You can win some good stuff.
Yeah, well.
Right. So, and this is the scene where they're in the restaurant. Do you know when they're about to do the robbery?
Yeah, play.
So it's not a restaurant. Change that. It's a barber's.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
All right. There you go then.
Is there going to be a question after this?
Yeah. Stay there.
Okay.
Right. Girlfriend came in here earlier. Had a haircut. I'm not happy with it. Look at the state of that. Well, don't laugh. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to cause any fuss, but just want you to sort it out.
Afraid I can't do that.
Well, you can do that because it looks a mess.
Look, my friend, this is just where you and I differ.
Well, you've got to do something because look at it. When she came through the front door at home, I thought Dave Hill out Slade had walked in.
Funny, I was thinking the same thing.
Look, I don't want to cause any problems or anything. She hasn't even seen it properly yet. She sort of had it cut and came straight home and didn't look at it. Suzanne, just look in that mirror. Look what they've done to your head.
God damn it, what is this?
Suzanne!
We're not gonna do anything stupid, are we? I'm the manager here. There's no problem.
What do you mean it's not a problem? Look at the state of her hair.
Be calm, cooperate, and this will all be over in a minute.
I'm gonna go home.
Well, we're not going anywhere until they've sorted your hair out. I'm not walking home with your hair like that. It's embarrassing. So let's just get it.
You die.
No, forget having it dyed. Just get it cut. Colour's not a problem. Just sort it out. Just get rid of.
Let's see what we can do.
Right. Good. Look at it. Look at the state of it.
I'm trying real hard.
Suzanne, just keep your head still there so we can...
Just hang in there, baby. You're doing great. I'm proud of you.
Just sort that bit out there. Just cut that. My barber says I've got the hair of a Chinaman. Have you heard that before? What? What's so funny about that? Is it serious or what? Freaking me out.
If my answers frighten you, you should cease asking scary questions. It's almost over.
There you go.
No, it's not brilliant, but that'll have to do, won't it? I reckon we'll have to buy her a hat on the way home.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Do you think Suzanne's listening?
It's alright, isn't it?
I like the fact that in that she's represented with a sort of dimwit southern accent.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend, so I'm sure she'll have appreciated that.
Alright,
It was nice, yeah, it was a nice... I don't know what kind of copyright infringements that was made.
Yeah.
Well,
Right, well, the question is, what did I say is odd about my hair?
odd about your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
All
yeah.
right.
Fans of the show will know that already, I'm sure.
Yeah, so email in, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk, or, yeah, just email, actually.
Yeah.
Bored?
Right. But are you comfortable being nude and that?
We've done this. Well, I don't know what this is. We did this last week about, are you comfortable being nude?
No,
I think
I know, I was talking
you're
about
probably
that.
most comfortable being nude. It's just probably not in public.
Well, Ricky's only really comfortable nude when he's eating.
Yeah, there's nothing to get, you know.
Yeah, you can just wipe
spilt
yourself
on it.
down.
Yeah, you just sit in the bath, yeah.
No, but I've talked about that, and then when I went home, I was talking to Suzanne about it, and she said, "What's all that about? You don't like being nude, right?" And I said, well, "It's not."
It's like I'm part of an Alan Bennett play. It's just, I love the way you talk.
Remember once, right? I don't know if I should talk about this really, but
Well, that means you should, so go on.
Go on.
oh yeah, right. We went to Tenerife, right, one year, and I was still living in Manchester.
I'm scared now.
Yeah,
that
I don't
why
know
you
what's
said that. I'm
going
actually
No, I'm
scared.
just I'm thinking about Suzanne, but she's
well,
working.
I don't want to know anything about Suzanne,
Come
to be
on, no,
honest.
but
If
come
it's
on,
gonna be-
It
Go on.
involves me more.
Let's
Go
hear
on,
the story.
go
But
on.
I'm just explaining to you that I don't like being nude.
Yeah.
Go on.
So you're in Tenerife.
In Tenerife, right? Didn't have much money. Stayed in this apartment that wasn't that nice, right? Had cockroaches in it and stuff, right? Didn't have much money to go out at night. So we're in this sort of death trap of an apartment, right? Anyway, so when I was younger, right, had a bit more energy. So
Sounds like
He's
he's
30.
80, I know.
so you know, start having it away a bit.
It's a joy.
Beautiful.
It's
so,
go
yeah.
on, yeah. I'm going to hit a wow. I love it. Go on.
Right, so, you know, doing what I do, right?
Yeah.
Someone starts banging on the door. So Suzanne
Everyone's
says,
at it. Right, so you mean knocking on the door? Right, okay.
knocking on the door, right? So Suzanne said, "You better get it." So I said, "Oh, I can't get it now. Can I? I'll have to wait a bit." Right. I can't go to the door.
Go on.
So the banging's getting louder.
Yeah,
Someone at the door,
yeah.
and she's like, "Hurry up! It must be important." I'm like, "In a minute." Just so anyway.
I don't want to know
I
anymore.
stick.
Keep
We'll leave
going.
it.
No,
No.
come on, finish the story.
Open the door. It's a fireman. So I just stick my head round, and he's going, "You'll have to get out. The building's on fire." Right. So I'm like, "In a minute."
Sorry, you weren't still having sex at this point?
No, but you know,
Right.
still sort of got to wait a minute, or I can't get my pants on.
Oh, Carl, I wish I'd... I'm so sorry.
Right, go on.
To the
So
listener.
now
So
the,
what-
the place is burning down.
So it could be a serious big fire going on.
Yeah.
I'm sort of waiting. You can hear people sort of screaming and that, panicking.
Is that because the door's open and you're nude?
The fireman's saying, "Will you get out? Will you get out?" I'm saying, "In a minute."
Right.
And Suzanne was saying, you know, think of something that's not sexy.
Sure.
So I was thinking of people, you know, thinking maybe down in a fire might sort of calm you down.
Yeah.
Then the fireman said, we need a big pole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure, go on.
But what I'm saying is that, to me, I wouldn't have wanted to go out and be safe over, do you know what I mean, over being naked. I don't like walking about without on. So what I'm saying is, even if that fire...
I love the idea of everyone huddled in there with all the firemen. It just the camera's fans along and there's Karl.
Yeah, a
just
local news report.
naked, with still.
But would
standing proud.
you have gone out? We're now on.
But why do I have to go out with now on? I just grab a pair of jeans.
All right, but you've just, you know.
What?
There's a fire, Karl.
Yeah, but
See, not everyone looks at men's packets. That's only you, remember. Most of the other firemen wouldn't be going, oh, look at him.
But what I'm interested in is
he's
how
pleased
long...
to see us.
Karl, how long did it take? And did the thought of dying in a fire help?
After a bit, but the fireman sort of had a go at me.
Sure.
What do you mean?
Well, he wasn't happy that I was dawdling.
Well, to be fair...
But what can you do?
Answers on a postcard. To the usual address, XFM, care of Leicester Square.
Well, let's just get these right.
Let's play. What do you reckon, Karl, to being Ricky's friend? Did you find that an exhilarating experience, something that you enjoy and look forward to?
It's alright for about an hour, and then anything over that is when he's just messing about and he wants to hit me on the head with a tray.
We went for lunch yesterday, didn't we? That was more than an hour, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we had a drink in the week, didn't we? That was more than an hour, wasn't it?
That was a good...
Is he okay when it's just the two of you? Because I find as soon as there's a third person...
Well, yeah, just to give
he
you...
just starts showing off.
Well, there's a little bit of that, right? But I went out with Ricky, like you said, right, for a drink in the week. And, you know, I went home, and Suzanne, my girlfriend, said, where have you been? I said, I've been out for a drink with Ricky. Hey, you've been out for a while, what have you been talking about? I sort of sat there for a minute and thought... There's nothing that I can tell her we've been talking about that she'll show any interest in. She said, well, you must remember something. I said, I can't. She goes, no, something, just anything that you were talking about. What are you talking about? I said, right, the one I remember, one of the topics that came up was, imagine that the only way to have a kid was you had to sleep with a squid. How many kids would you have?
I would say it was the future and the squid's taking over, but the only way they could do it now is like a filter. You had to sleep with a squid. I was going, would you? He was going, what do you mean? I was going, would you? He said, there's not a time he hasn't gone home with a conversation, buzzing in his head that he got confused about.
Would anyone want a kid that much?
Does the child look like a squid when you have it, or is it
No,
a
it's
regular
not.
kid?
I was going, no, it's normal, but it's like a filter with a system. The only way you can do it to make sure, you know, you have to impregnate the squid. And it's a filter, and then you can, you know, test tube baby in the future.
Did the busted lads mention that in the song?
He did, we did underwater, that's where I got it
yeah.
from. I said, well, you probably sort of like get quite friendly with them eventually. You probably would be breeding with the squids and, you know,
so what
prawns.
does Suzanne make of Gervais? Has she met him a few times?
Yeah, she just said, she can understand why we sort of get on, because we both sort of come up with daft stuff all the time, and...
Yeah.
But I'm quite happy to have a discussion.
I love the way that it talks about his partner like the adult.
Well,
like we're the two kids that go out playing, talking about squids.
That is exactly how I see Suzanne. It's like if she wasn't there, I don't think you'd get out of the house in the morning.
Well,
you'd have tied your shoelaces together.
Yeah, you'd have your earplugs
You'd have forgotten
in,
to put your trousers on.
the fire alarm would be going off, and, you know, someone would have left a frying pan on, the builders would be sort of like throwing you round.
Yeah, I imagine she makes you like a
put
round
me
of
down.
sandwiches.
Well, she's noticed that I don't ask as many questions now. Because, like, last night was one of the first times in ages that I'd asked her something, right?
What did you ask?
Where's the bathroom?
No, right, do you know, like, I'm always thinking stuff when I'm bored, right? if it's when I'm washing up or what have you.
Yeah.
And, last night, she was watching, that Midsummer
Murders.
Midsummer Murders, right? I don't like it, I think it's rubbish, right? So,
Another thing you've got in common then.
No, but do you know what I mean? But I'll let her watch it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? She really likes it.
He was standing, he's watching the microwave, she was going, Karl, no,
exactly.
this is the telly. This is the telly.
Wait a minute, this chicken's gonna come
I've
round
seen
any
this
second.
before, it comes round again in a minute. Karl, what's the washing machine, Karl?
So she's watching it, loving it and that, and I'm bored, because it's just, it's a boring programme. So I'm sort of looking through magazines that we've got.
Trying to find animals without heads.
And it was in one of her magazines, and there's this article, right, about these identical twins, brothers, right, and one of them meets this girl, right, and it turns out she's got an identical...
I've heard this is true.
Right.
They get married.
She's got an identical sister.
Right. So, they both go out.
So two identical twins, male, going out with two identical twin sisters. Yeah.
So I was looking at it going, oh, that's weird, because you see them, like, they're always wearing the same cardigans and that, and that's like...
But then,
that's
no,
all
but
right.
if you were an identical twin, then you probably would fancy the same sort of person, wouldn't you?
But then, I was asking, she was going, it's getting near the, you know, the plot, the murderer. If they had a kid, would they look the same?
Yeah.
Would
Well,
the-
not necessarily, because it depends on what genes are passed over. Even though they've got the same exact sets of genes, that you don't pass on all the genes, do you? It's 50-50, but you don't pass on exactly the same genes in each sperm, let alone with an identical twin.
Yeah, but even though you don't do that, like, my brother and sister don't look like me, but
No.
you know they were related.
Because they share 50% of your
and they
father's
talk
genes.
gobbledygook.
Yeah. No, you share 50% of your father's genes and 50% of your mother's, but not the same 50% on 2 occasions.
I think you
I've
completely
lost him already.
it. When
I've
you
lost him
brought
already.
when you brought in the word jeans.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
thought you was thinking
yeah.
what
No,
was
they
the
wouldn't necessarily. They wouldn't necessarily, no. They could do by
Did
sheer
Suzanne
chance.
look at you like Oliver Hardy looks at Stan Laurel when he's just like nailed his hand to a wall or something?
She went, ask Ricky tomorrow.
Yeah, and then turned up John Nettles.
And then turn it up.
Yeah.
Oh, that is brilliant.
It was a holiday when we went to Tunisia.
And the Scouser pissed you off. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the annoying thing was, you know, when you go on it was a cheap holiday, and, like, the lesson here is, you know, if you want a good holiday, you gotta, like, spend some money.
Yeah.
And we didn't on this one. We spent about, I don't know, 400 quid for 2 of us for, like, a month or something ridiculous. And we got there, and, you know, you get to the hotel and you go, we have made a mistake. You know, it's a ropey hotel. You know, you can tell, like, the blinds and stuff as you walk in, they're all dirty and stuff. You think, well, let's make the most of it. You know, let's not get down about it. It's a holiday. It's for a rest. And you try and make the most of it. And we had to meet. You know, like, you have one of those things where you get to your destination and the rep says, right, you know, go and unpack your bags and that. Go and sort yourself out in the room. And tomorrow morning we'll meet up at 10 o'clock. And I'll go through, you know, the best sort of place to go for camel rides and, you know, the best deals I can get you. That sort of thing.
Can anyone here walk like an Egyptian?
So she says, right, tomorrow morning, meet 10 o'clock in the discotheque. So we get up and we have breakfast, and it wasn't a good breakfast. The kitchen was, like, bit horrible, the food wasn't good, and it was run by sort of midgets.
What do you mean it was run? Not there's anything wrong with that.
There was little fellas running around, and the annoying thing was one of them sort of started to fancy my girlfriend.
How did he manifest his affection for
No,
her?
you're not saying there's anything wrong with midgets, though, are you? Just
No,
saying it
no,
was
not
strange
at
that there
all.
was
Yeah,
a
but
lot-
even midgets shouldn't be cutting in on Karl Pilkington's
No,
territory.
I know, no.
But it's also that thing of, you know, they've got little fingers, and it sort of
God, I'm
ruined-
so sorry.
No, I'm not. It is a bit of a phobia of mine.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? They are nice people and that.
Sure. Oh, God.
But the annoying thing is...
So what was he doing then? How did he... I don't understand how he was chatting up your girlfriend. Was he crawling under the table so you couldn't see?
He just kept...
Whispering to her from underneath there.
Stop it!
Just sort of, you know-
Wait, I don't want to get a complaint on our last show.
There's not many midgets
What's
listening.
going to happen? Can we just finish this and start up again in a couple of months?
Oh, yeah. What are they again?
Is the tip included?
Yeah, go on, that one.
Right. In Turkey...
Nice.
It's not, actually. That's where I went, and there was them little fellas after Suzanne in the kitchen.
What? What do you mean?
We stayed in we went to Turkey.
You went to
And,
Turkey and there
yeah.
were some little fellas.
Well, they had quite a few sort of midgets working in the kitchen.
Why? Is it a theme?
No,
Was it a
it's
theme
just-
holiday?
I don't know. Might get them cheaper or something.
Was it...
So they
You
were
get them
working.
cheaper?
They were working in the kitchen, and one of them fancied Suzanne and kept sort of eyeing her up, and she was winding me up, saying, "Oh,
Not eyeing up and down, just eyeing her up.
Yeah.
I fancy her." Anyway, no. So
What
anyway,
was she doing in the kitchen?
no, it's like a pick what you want to eat type buffet, but you have people clearing the tables and that ready for you to come along,
Are they low tables?
and you know, he was just keeping an eye on her.
What did he say, though? Was he...
How did he
What
make
was
this
he? Was he a
It
little...
was Turkish, so I don't know what he was saying.
But he was... He was...
Little fella, yeah,
Did he talk
What do you
to her?
mean a little fella? What do you mean little fella?
sort of dwarf-like.
What do you mean dwarf-like? He had magic powers or he was 4 foot?
No,
What do you
just
mean, Karl?
A little bloke, just like a normal bloke, but small. If you stood him in the desert, you wouldn't know.
But sweaty feet, hot and
nothing around
thirsty.
him.
Right, Carl.
You should watch out for the monkeys.
Yeah, underground.
Those underground monkeys are
look,
dangerous.
you can't just say there was a little midget fella who was eyeing up my girlfriend and then leave it. What do you mean? What was happening? This is a story to us. This is much more interesting to us than, and she was deaf, right, and she hit her head. That's much more
I don't understand how this how it manifested itself. Did he come over and say something?
No, do you know when it's like girls know, don't they? When someone fancies them.
What do you mean there was lots of them as well?
Do they? That's worth knowing.
Listen, right, come on, right. So you went into this holiday, yeah?
Yeah,
And you
wasn't
went
that
into the dining room or something?
Yeah, downstairs.
And
in
you
the
looked
dining
over-
You thought, this is odd, there's no one serving.
Yeah, and they go,
Wait a minute.
hold on, you looked down and there was a little waiter.
There was loads of them running around busy.
Why though? Why
Because
did
it
they
was
get the...
summer.
What do you mean?
Because it was
There was loads of them.
summer.
They had more of them
They
on.
come out in summer. They come out in summer.
What do you mean they had more? What do you mean?
Because it's busy, isn't it?
Well, no, but they
So-
hibernate in the
why
winter.
were they all midgets?
I don't know, maybe it doesn't heat stunt your growth or something.
No!
Well, they just happened to, maybe it was a thing that they did for tourists or something, I don't know. I just got on with my meal, it was a holiday, do you know what I mean?
God!
Right,
So some midget serving, I'm not going to ask any questions.
Right, okay, yeah.
So they're all little fellas running around, and this one always was like, you know, oh, do you want a new serviette? You know what I mean, going out of his way to sort of...
for turning on the charm.
Yeah, he was going out of his way, the others weren't.
Right. I think what was happening is he'd been working with Santa all sort of winter.
Yeah.
It's
Or
a sort of little summer break.
This one
He
was
hadn't seen
your
a girl.
waiter, and so he was being polite to you.
Maybe.
But what did Suzanne say then? When to
Well, she was using it to wind me up.
What was she saying? Oh, he's...
Oh, just like, you know, look,
he may be small, but he's
well,
built like a...
Yeah, he's all man.
so...
Were you jealous of a midget then? You were jealous of him?
It is a bit annoying, isn't it?
Why?
It wouldn't bother me as much now, because I've been with her for ages.
Right.
But at the time, that might have been one of our first holidays, and it's like,
You don't
know,
want her being
what's going
stolen
on?
away
I paid
by-
for this holiday.
Yeah.
And then you get off with a midget?
Yeah.
Oh.
So anyway,
But it doesn't matter, because you got chatted up by a bearded lady, so...
yeah.
tell you what, no, that's got nothing to do with that.
What were you gonna say? What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say the hotel was half board, and maybe...
Oh, right. I thought you were gonna say it's just one of her shortcomings.
So listen, right?
Play a record, Carl.